It's a great honor to welcome you to the Rio Bronco Institute, Mr. Minister, the home of Brazilian diplomacy, where generations of diplomats have been trained with a strong commitment to dialogue, peace, and international cooperation. Brazil and Armenia share deep historical and cultural ties, built on mutual respect and a shared dedication to multilateralism. Over the years, our diplomatic relations have strengthened across various fields, from trade to education, from technological and technical cooperation to cultural exchanges. I hail the signing of the Memorandum of Understanding between this institute and your counterpart in Yerevan. I hope that a young Armenian diplomat can soon join us again in the near future. We already had one many years ago. Since the Portuguese language is a must to be able to fully comprehend and enjoy the experience of being here in this diplomatic academy, he or she must be able to speak Portuguese, but I am sure that will not be a hindrance at all. Even artificial intelligence can do the job these days. I am sure that you're also aware that the Brazilian Foreign Service has many diplomats ranging from ambassadors to third secretaries who are of Armenian descent. Though through law, they must be Brazilian born. So let us consider them as Armeno-Brazilians or Brazo-Armenians. We can take the choice. I take this opportunity to also commend Armenia's diplomatic efforts in seeking a lasting peace in the region. Through the conclusion of the historical peace agreement recently negotiated with Azerbaijan, the pursuit of stability through dialogue and negotiation is a principle that Brazil holds dear and firmly upholds, and we welcome initiatives that contribute to bilateral, regional, and global security. That is certainly the way forward, not war, which only exacerbates tensions, mutual distrust, and the suffering of the populations embroiled in these wars. Your presence here today is an honor for us and underscores the importance of diplomatic exchanges in building a more just and balanced world. I am confident that your visit will further strengthen the ties between our nations, opening new opportunities for partnerships and cooperation. Thank you very much for addressing our students here today. And I would like to now give the floor to Ambassador Pitaluga to just say a few words before we...
Since November 2017, there were no meetings in high level between Brazil and Armenia. That is a historical moment, a historical visit. Previously, we had important visits of high-level diplomats of Armenia.
Honorable Director, Ambassador Gurgel Valenci da Costa, thank you very much for your nice introduction, ambassadors, ladies and gentlemen. It is an honor to address this esteemed audience at the Rio Bronco Institute, an institution known for its crucial role in shaping Brazil's diplomatic vision and its contribution to global discourse. I'm grateful for this opportunity to discuss with you the deepening ties between the Republic of Armenia and the Federative Republic of Brazil, reflect on the shared values and the promising future of our partnership, as well as to explore the role both our nations can play in advancing multilateral cooperation and sustainable development. And here it gives me particular pleasure to highlight that as a testament to our growing cooperation, a Memorandum of Understanding between the Rio Bronco Institute and the Diplomatic Academy of Armenia was signed yesterday by myself and Minister Vieira. Armenia's strategic outreach to South America, with Brazil as one of the key partners, is an important element of our foreign policy. In 2024 alone, we intensified exchanges with Argentina, Uruguay, Mexico, and Peru, culminating in high-level visits and political consultations. Last year, we opened the resident embassy in Montevideo while accrediting ambassadors across South America and the Caribbean. These steps reflect our commitment to a broader, more active presence. Our diplomatic journey began in 1991 when Brazil became one of the first Latin American nations to recognize Armenia's independence. This milestone was followed by another in 2006 when Brazil opened the first resident South American embassy in Yerevan, a gesture of commitment that Armenia reciprocated with our own resident embassy in Brasilia in 2010. Over these 34 years, our partnership relationship has flourished into a rich mosaic of political dialogue, cultural exchange, and cooperation. Yet the roots of our connection stretch far deeper, woven by the Armenian-Brazilian Armeno-Brazils, yes, Brazo-Armenian community. Yeah, but I like it very much. Community that has thrived here since the late 19th century. This community, numbering around 40,000 today, has left a lasting mark on Brazil. From commerce to academia, culture to public service, Armenian Brazilians have consistently excelled. The blend of Armenian resilience and Brazilian vibrancy is a living bridge between Yerevan and Brasilia. Notably, Armenians have a substantial presence in Brazil's diplomatic service, with around 10 acting or retired Brazilian ambassadors of Armenian descent. Of course, at the heart of our partnership lie shared democratic values. Armenia and Brazil, with our robust civil societies, champion freedom, human rights, and the rule of law, principles tested and reaffirmed through our respective journeys. Armenia's Velvet Revolution in 2018, a peaceful revolution that restored democratic governance, echoes Brazil's triumph over authoritarianism. This shared commitment to democracy drives our political dialogue, reinforced by frequent high-level exchanges, officials engaging across continents to deepen trust, mutual understanding, and cooperation across various domains. In both Armenia's National Assembly and Brazil's Congress, parliamentary friendship groups strengthen this bond, fostering closer cooperation and reflecting the enduring connection between our peoples. I want to also highlight that Brazil's delegation at the 2024 Yerevan Dialogue Forum brought fresh perspectives on governance and sustainability, while your robust participation in the organization of the American States, America's Competitiveness Exchange event in Armenia deepened our economic ties. These platforms highlight Brazil's role as a partner in fostering international discourse, an echo of the Rio Brանկo Institute's own mission. Beyond diplomacy, culture weaves an unbreakable thread between us. Armenians have long admired Brazil's artistic heritage, its samba rhythms, carnival colors, and literary giants like Machado de Assis. In turn, Armenian traditions, our ancient manuscripts, haunting melodies, and resilient spirit have found an appreciative audience here. One of the standout moments was in 2024 when our embassy in Brasilia hosted a concert celebrating the 120th anniversary of Aram Khachaturian, Armenia's musical titan. His close ties with Claudio Santoro, Brazil's own compositional luminary, are a testament to the organic affinity between our peoples. Then there is football, a universal language that unites us with fervor. In the 90s, early 2000s, millennials, and today Armenian children and adults alike gathered around televisions cheering for Brazil's golden teams. Every World Cup victory imprinted Brazil into our collective imagination, a name synonymous with joy and excellence. This shared passion transcends borders, igniting conversations in Yerevan's cafes and Rio's streets alike. It's a reminder that our ties are not just institutional, but deeply human. Brazil is one of the largest economies in the world, while Armenia has demonstrated remarkable economic growth during recent years. There is a significant potential and mutual interest in expanding our bilateral trade. Connectivity is a vital component of trade. We support initiatives that enhance regional and intercontinental transport links. Armenia's strategic location at the crossroads of Europe and Asia presents unique opportunities for logistical and trade cooperation. While trade volumes remain relatively modest, we are committed to expanding commercial ties by facilitating direct business-to-business connections. In this context, cooperation between Enterprise Armenia and Apex Brazil represents a forward-looking step toward deeper economic engagement. High-tech, science, engineering, and R&D, tourism, agriculture, aviation, and space technologies, logistics stand out as particularly promising areas for partnership. Yesterday, with my colleague, Minister Vieira, we had the opportunity to discuss concrete measures to activate economic cooperation between Armenia and Brazil in these key sectors. And finally, politics. Armenia and Brazil are both active and vocal participants in multilateral forums, including the United Nations, the Organization of American States, and other international organizations. Together, we have supported each other's candidacies and initiatives, demonstrating our shared commitment to promoting peace, democracy, and sustainable development on the global stage. Brazil's recent term as a member of the United Nations Security Council was a testament to the country's global leadership, and Armenia stands ready to work closely with Brazil in future multilateral efforts. Both Armenia and Brazil recognize the urgent need for coordinated action to combat climate change and biodiversity loss. We look forward to working closely within the framework of COP13 on climate change, to be held in Belém in 2025, and COP17 on biodiversity, which Armenia will host in Yerevan in 2026. These platforms provide crucial opportunities to exchange expertise, implement sustainable policies, and amplify the voices of developing nations. Armenia and Brazil share a common vision for a fairer and more inclusive global order. We welcome the establishment of the Global Alliance Against Hunger and Poverty, and we were honored to join this initiative as a founding member. Our commitment to eradicating hunger and poverty aligns with Brazil's leadership in food security and sustainable agriculture. Additionally, Armenia is eager to collaborate with Brazil on the call to action for the reform of global governance. The global decision-making architecture must evolve to reflect contemporary realities, ensuring greater representation and effectiveness in addressing global challenges. Armenia is also committed to playing a constructive role in discussions within the Global South framework. The evolving dynamics of the international relations require closer cooperation between emerging economies, and we believe that Armenia and Brazil can work together to promote sustainable development, inclusive growth, and multilateral decision-making that reflects the aspirations of all nations. Ladies and gentlemen, today's world presents an increasingly complex geopolitical landscape, shaped by conflicts, rising security risks, human rights abuses, humanitarian emergencies, environmental challenges, supply chain disruptions, and escalating concerns over food security, all adding new dimensions to international relations that we need to navigate. Yet, despite these formidable challenges and persistent security threats, Armenia remains steadfastly committed to building peace and prosperity in South Caucasus. We firmly believe that peace has no alternative. With this fundamental understanding, Armenia has engaged proactively in the peace process with Azerbaijan. Today, we stand closer than ever to signing a peace treaty, one that will establish formal interstate relations based on mutual respect for sovereignty, territorial integrity, inviolability of borders, and commitment to refrain from the use or threat of force. Just last week, we registered a significant achievement in our negotiations. By agreeing to the most recent edition of the draft peace treaty, Armenia paved the way for the finalization of the text. Now the peace treaty is agreed upon and is ready for the signing. The Republic of Armenia has political will to do it immediately, thus proposes to initiate consultations with Azerbaijan as soon as possible to set the place, time, and other political practical details of formally signing this landmark agreement. Another important development between Armenia and Azerbaijan was a crucial agreement on border delimitation established last year which recognized the 1991 Alma-Ata Declaration as the foundational basis for delimitation. This declaration reaffirmed that the existing boundaries of the Armenian and Azerbaijani Soviet Socialist Republics at the time of dissolution of the Soviet Union became international borders of respective independent states. To date, we have successfully delimited over 12 kilometers of border and are working toward further progress, contributing to regional stability. In this comprehensive process of normalization, Armenia also put forward concrete and mutually beneficial proposals for unblocking regional transport infrastructure that simplifies border crossing procedures and uses additional measures to guarantee security of the goods. These proposals would allow both Armenia and Azerbaijan to transport goods via each other's railway networks, fostering sustainable economic cooperation. Our approach is reflected in the innovative Crossroads of Peace initiative, which has gained increasing recognition worldwide. This visionary project aims to unlock regional infrastructure, roads, railways, pipelines, cables, the electricity networks, based on the fundamental principles of sovereignty, national jurisdiction, equality, and reciprocity. Numerous nations, both within and beyond our immediate region, recognize the Crossroads of Peace as a vital link to their own transport and logistics plans, underscoring its far-reaching global influence. Despite this significant progress that we have achieved, it should be mentioned that inflammatory rhetoric from the Azerbaijani side continues, accompanied by the most recent Azerbaijani false accusations of ceasefire violations. I want to stress that these accusations are totally groundless, as evidenced also by the EU monitors deployed along our international border with Azerbaijan. Armenia has no reason to breach the ceasefire and has consistently advocated for a mechanism to investigate such claims, an initiative Azerbaijan has yet to respond to. Besides that, Armenia also put forward constructive initiatives on mutual arms control and verification measures. Regrettably, Azerbaijan has not responded to these proposals either. For lasting peace, Armenia and Azerbaijan must actively cultivate trust and dialogue, and for that, resolving outstanding humanitarian issues, including the release of Armenian prisoners of war and other detainees, as well as investigation of the fate of missing persons and enforced disappearances, will help. So I want to stress that the time for peace is now, and if Armenia's strong political will for stability and prosperity in the region is reciprocated, we will achieve the long-awaited and desired peace. Aiming to build security and foster cooperation in our region, Armenia is equally committed to normalizing relations with Turkey, a process we view as critical to regional peace and long-term stability. Some tangible progress is already registered with the establishment of direct flights and lifting of restrictions on air cargo transportation. Armenia also has completed construction and technical preparations at the Markara border crossing point with Turkey, which is now fully covered, served by the Armenian respective service. This crossing has already been opened occasionally during recent years for humanitarian purposes. High-level dialogue continues, including meetings with the Prime Minister of Armenia and the Turkish President, as well as my discussions with the country's foreign minister. We firmly believe that full normalization, establishing diplomatic relations and opening borders would unlock significant opportunities for both our countries and the wider region. Turning to our broader regional relations, I must highlight our deep and continuously evolving partnerships with Georgia and Iran. In 2024, we formally elevated our partnership with Georgia to a strategic level, reflecting the already robust nature of our ties. With Iran, our cooperation continues to flourish dynamically. Key infrastructure projects underscore our firm commitment to enhancing regional connectivity. Iran's consistent support for Armenia's territorial integrity and border inviolability is very important for us. Armenia is also actively strengthening its strategic relations with the United States and the European Union. 2 months ago, we signed the Comprehensive Strategic Partnership Charter with the United States, marking a historic milestone in our collaboration. A relationship that continues to thrive under the new US administration, as evidenced by ongoing constructive engagements on high-level officials. With the European Union, we are currently negotiating a new ambitious partnership agenda that reflects the growing momentum in our relationship. Once completed, it will bring Armenia even closer to the European Union and the broader European community, aligning perfectly with the aspirations of the people of Armenia. The EU's civilian mission in Armenia, deployed along our border with Azerbaijan until 2027, has played a crucial stabilizing role in border regions, effectively mitigating escalation risks. Additionally, the EU's landmark decisions in July 2024 to provide support to Armenia under the European Peace Facility and initiate visa liberalization talks mark a significant step forward in our evolving partnership. We are systematically deepening cooperation with India, China, and other global partners. Before coming here, my previous visit was to New Delhi, where we discussed the vast potential in further strengthening the strategic ties between Armenia and India. Being a member of the Eurasian Economic Union, we have good economic cooperation with Russia and Central Asian states. In essence, Armenia pursues a foreign policy that is both strategically balanced and proactively engaged, one that seeks to maintain regional stability while expanding meaningful opportunities for our nation and the wider region. Our vision is clear and consistent: a peaceful, connected, and prosperous South Caucasus, fully integrated into a cooperative global framework. To conclude, the partnership between Armenia and Brazil is built upon a solid foundation of historical ties, cultural affinity, and shared democratic principles. Our countries stand united in their steadfast commitment to peace, sustainability, and constructive global cooperation. As we navigate the complex challenges of the 21st century, I am profoundly confident that our relations will continue to flourish, bringing innovative opportunities for collaboration across diplomacy, trade, technology, environmental sustainability, and many others. Thank you very much. Obrigado.